Hey, okay, trying to sort all that out. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just a day coming in. We just chilling. I'm gonna be going through a whole bunch of what the heck is going on through my algorithm. I'm gonna be just testing out a whole bunch of stuff, seeing where I'm going. There's a lot that I feel like I've been up all night. It hasn't been all night, but it feels like I've been up all night. I got a little bit of sleep. Uh, anyway, pretty relaxed, pretty chill. Pretty much going through today. For those that don't know, because I do imagine that a lot of you guys don't know, but in case you were wondering, that's probably the reason why, or probably a lot of you won't show up. Probably won't show up to this particular stream is because I ran into an accident. It was my fault. I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to set up a couple of things for my website and some other areas on media, and I wound up deleting uh, three streams. One I was able to get back, but I wound up deleting pretty much previous streams that I had. Now I was a little aggravated with it, but you know, this was a learning lesson, and I took it as what it was, which is why you're seeing this episode as being pretty much episode 46 again, because technically we should be on episode 48. So by accident, I wound up deleting two streams that I have, and I'm pissed for it for several reasons, for several specific reasons. Number one, that was a time that we shared together as engagement, as having our talks. I mean, I think the most convenient thing on my side is that there were two episodes that technically didn't involve like the chat really coming in, or anyone really on the panel that probably had really good insights, or having a good conversation or whatever. So nothing like that took place. It was two solo episodes that I did. But at the same time, I can tell you that when think about scripting out these episodes, I'm very critical on myself and making sure that I have whatever information I have for myself, but make sure that I don't become exactly all the information that I actually put out there. So let me just make sure I'm hearing everything right, because my audio has been weird today. Okay, apparently I'm good. So what happened was, and again, I don't expect a lot of you guys to walk in and whatever. You're probably gonna walk in, you're probably gonna walk out. It's pretty much pretty much back and forth stream. Now for those two streams that I did mess up, that I did wind up deleting by accident, I am going to remake those episodes. But I think I'm just gonna do it video wise. Because I have the majority of my notes that I already did, not necessarily anything else. And again, this is also the weekend. I expect that people are really just still out hanging with their family or just chilling and whatever. Which is why I'm always surprised when you guys show up for an actual stream here in Opinionated. Um, Also, we have one more week coming up for the channel, because we have one more week of the month, which really makes me mad about how everything went down when it came to this particular debacle that took place. Because there was a conversation I was having with a few other creators I know, and I'm sure you guys know too. But I was trying to figure out where exactly should I change things up in my channel in reference of, like, do I do seasons? Do I just keep running through numbers? Like, it was a whole big thing going on through my mind, because I do have a lot of plans for engagement, and I do a lot of plans as to how I want to take the channel for the future. Because part of the thing that's different about my particular type of focus is that it's not heavily focused on a particular niche or topic, which people will say, you got to find a niche and then you can build your people from there. But I also know, as someone who's been in the space from like photography or what case may be, that if you don't stick to a particular niche, people abandon you as well, because that's not the original reason that they show up there for. So I'm okay with the slow growth and moving in, as long as people get to understand what we're talking about. This is why I have no problem being all over the board. I don't want it to be a goal specific channel, and then essentially I flip it on you guys, and you're lied to. You're essentially lied to. So I don't want to do that for you guys, or rather to you guys. And because of that, what I want to do is I want to bring forth all kind of content that we have, whether it's reactions and reviewing stuff, whether we actually have genuine conversations, whether sometimes we have our panels that are up like that. Like, I am not going to be a one trick pony and saying that I just want to talk about this and this only. I really want to be all over. I want us to have particular discussions about all kind of things, because that's the point of the channel. It's about the self development. It's about the critical thought. It's about all the context and all the stuff that's happening here on the internet, in real life, all the stuff that's taking place. And you can see that pretty much from the catalog that I already built up. I will talk about things that is going on in politics. I will talk about things in reference to um, interracial dynamics, or I don't really try to get too much of the intersexual dynamics, because there's a whole sector uh, that can pretty much keep that. I have no problem talking and engaging with it, but I don't want that to become a core thing that happens here on the internet, because I see a lot of that. I do dare to be different. And because of that, I understand why the content that I bring forth is probably not the most appealing when it comes to people, because it requires it requires people to actually want to be engaged in doing more than just being entertained, because most people are used to just being, one, catered to, and two, being poisoned in the mind, and they don't really see it that way. And I that's why I like having the challenges I have, because we're going to be back and forth, and we're going to be basically having conversations and really getting down to those real things that matter. Mail, what's going on, man? Thanks for showing up. I don't have anything particularly for this channel, for this particular show. I'm just gonna be chilling or whatever. So I imagine people are gonna be walking out. As I was just saying earlier, if you haven't noticed, which I don't think people would notice, because people are always proving the internet, but I wound up by accident deleting two of my previous streams. I can't even remember what the fuck it was really about, because I wing a lot of my episodes. I can tell you I know what titles were about. I can tell you I knew what I was scripting about, but I can't really remember what is it we all talked about. Now the good news is that those were two solo episodes of mine, so I'm thinking I might just take the synopsis of what I was writing down and just make videos about it. I don't think I'm going to kill people with just doing an entire stream on it again. Um, I don't know. I think I might just put it in the community post and just let people figure it out, because while I do streaming on this platform, I do more than just streaming. I From time to time I look at shorts, I do videos, and I kind of want to get more back into that, and I kind of have a bigger timetable now, um, right now. So I really want to take time to focus solely uh, on the platform, because I really haven't before. And that's kind of the reason why I was only doing the whole uh, two streams a week kind of thing, because like I was back and forth. And then I had when I was working with a client, and I had more time that got crunched to me, and I was just going through the whole thing. And now I'm gonna have more time available to me, but I don't want to be a full time streamer where I am now just online all the time, every day, pumping out a stream. That's or several streams a day. That's It's not really my kind of thing. I enjoy real life. I enjoy going outside and touching grass or whatever. But I do want to touch on more of what's happening out in the world in general, what's happening out in the real world. I do want to open up more panels where we have conversations, but I don't really know where everybody wants to take those panels, because again, content creators or people in general, they're really finicky. Content creators really want to talk about their niche because they're in it for their own thing. And I hear that, as long as they can bring forth an actual good conversation that, quite frankly, we can really dive down to, and it's not full of narrative and talking points. And the second one is people who are generally watching, they have their own lives or whatever, or quite frankly, they're just not the type of people that want to be had they have their voices heard. They want to have their opinions read. They don't want to have their voices heard. And I think that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate because if you go to the world of TikTok, folks, Jesus Christ, do they want to have their voices heard? They are all over that freaking margin. It is ridiculous. So I will be doing a bit more open panels, but I am not next week, but probably when we start off September, I am going to be doing more streams. Um, like I said, I'm sorting some things out with the current person I'm with, and I'm going to be doing a bit more streams when it comes to September. I didn't expect that. I ended up losing two freaking two streams, which means now I got to turn around and do extra work. But I as of September, I did want to start going more live because I knew I was going to have um that timetable up. It just so happens that I just have to work a little extra harder for next week. It is what it is. Like I said, don't have anything particular as of this stream. A lot of it was just me trying to sort out what am I doing. What am I doing in terms of the content? What am I doing in trying to learn and figure out the freaking programs that I got going on? What's my big disconnect that I'm still fighting with between StreamYard and OBS, and of course my mixer. There's that, and then really, to be honest with you, trying to figure out where is it I want to take the content. You know, I run across different people now in different areas that some say like they don't they don't necessarily have an issue with my content. I guess the idea is that, and this is the problem with just people in general, just people in general, is that they expect you to have a thing already fully fleshed out, or they expect you to be a professional. And it's like, and I'm like, no, whoever came out the womb walking, like, what are you saying? And not to mention, if you're stating that I should be like X and Y and Z content creator, then I would say go see that content creator, because if you're wanting more of what they give you, then obviously you don't crave genuineness, you don't crave authenticity, you don't, you are not even really a fan of being in early when a content creator is gaining their footing like a child and learning the ropes and being able to build. You're not there to witness the first steps until when they're actually able to sprint and run. You want people that's already track stars. So let's be honest, when I hear people that say something like, "Oh, you should do something like a Mr. Beast." Did you even see Mr. Beast when he was coming up before he became Mr. Beast? The answer is most likely a no. You only got to know who he was because he was already big. That's when he hit your algorithm, when he was talked about. You didn't see him on his grow up. You didn't see him on his glow up. You didn't see him on his come up. So why would you therefore advise or even demand that other people be like that? These are also people that don't take the time to really contribute to other people's spaces. They just criticize because let's just be honest, they based on their algorithm or based on their own mindsets, they stick to the same things all of the time. If you're a person that just likes to cook, you may just stick on cooking channels. Cool, no problem. But I think if that content creator who did a cooking channel decided they want to go live, it wouldn't stop people from getting online and tell them that they're making the dish wrong. And I wonder, why do we do that? Why do we do that? Even people that we quote will follow, that we watch a lot of their content and whatever, the moment we have an opportunity to really speak to these people one on one, we look for reason to tear them down. Kids, when it comes to Mr. Beast, they can't wait. They give him hugs. They're happy. He showers with the money, all this shit. But regular, everyday people who are building themselves up to be content creators, to be influencers, people who just want to share their minds, um, they don't get the same amount of respect. They don't get the same amount of respect for, quote, doing the work to entertain you, if they're even entertaining you, because some people just want to provide knowledge. And I think there's like too many people that we have out there that just don't want knowledge. They don't. They don't want knowledge. They just want the world to be given to them. They want the world to do everything for them and they don't want to really think. And I'm wondering if that's an aspect of people who just really just want a backseat. Want a backseat through life. It's the people who pretty much just want to win the lottery. They don't want to become millionaires themselves. That's the thought process that I have when it comes to people like that. And keep in mind, I believe me wholeheartedly that is everyday normal people, which is cool. Everyday normal people. That's all right. But these are the people that if they are watching you like a rapper in the underground, they get mad at you when you make it because they turn around and say, you know what, I used to watch you, but now it seems like you're not the same anymore. It seems like your music changed. Well, they done grown up in the world. What makes you think that people should stay the same? It's the same way we talk about people like Ye and Jay Z or whatever. Why would they still be sitting on the corner? Why would they still be sitting on the stoop? They're bigger now. They're aiming for bigger things. Who sits back and still wonders what's going on when it comes to 50? He's doing big moves. He's not just sitting back. Like, what are we doing here? Anna, what's going on? Thank you for coming up. It's gonna be a chill, very chill stream. I don't have anything particularly planned. I was just saying I effed up on a couple of things earlier this week, trying to put some things together for what I'm gonna be doing as a bit of a shift for the channel next month. But because I messed it up, I'm gonna be doing extra work. I still got my plans coming for September, but I got a whole bunch of shit that I got to work on now for the fourth quarter. Today is just chilling. I'm gonna go through whatever I can go through in the content. Today's open panel, so you guys can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Any questions that you think you want to talk about? Oh, actually, let me do this right now. Let me do this right this second because it's weird that I turn around and tell you guys open panel, and then I don't give you guys a proper link. So keep in mind, it is open panel. We can talk about whatever you want to discuss, so long as it doesn't break TOS rules. If you don't know TOS is in terms of services, I'll have a good idea what the hell that is because I'm a person that likes to read. Um, don't need to be on screen. I just ask that if you're not going to be on screen, stay the hell off of stream. You don't have to hit your camera or anything, but we can just chop it up or whatever. Or if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, you can also leave that in the chat because I like to read the chat as well. It is a beautiful day today, so I don't expect a lot of people to actually show up. And of course, there's probably a bit of confusion. People are probably thinking that I'm restreaming my previous episode, or episode 46, because I accidentally deleted episode 46, 47, and one of the episodes for the drop by discussions that I did with OG. I know I fucked up, OG. I fucked up. You're still good on your side, but for me, I deleted it by accident. So I need to figure out how am I going to reconcile with all that because quite frankly, those were a lot of good engagements that we had with people, and I screwed up on my side, but it's a lesson that's learned. That's simply what it is. So you know what? You're right. It is sad. Uh, what's but the thing that's sad that the thing that's good about it is that they weren't channels. Sorry, channels. They weren't episodes, at least on my side, when it comes to people being up on panels, having conversations, stuff like that. Those were two solo streams that I did. Now, keep in mind, I don't like the fact that I got solo streams that got deleted. Um, Hannah, over time, if you get to see some of my content, then what you'll notice is that when I put forth together a title, and I've done this even on stream to let people know I got a shit ton. I go out, I talk with people, I sit there, I'm the kind of person that goes in Starbucks and I listen to what people say, and I'm just going, what the fuck? That's interesting. And I write it down. I journal, I put a whole bunch of stuff in notions. I got titles up the wazoo. Now I got titles for episodes up the wazoo for conversations across the board. New things pop up every day to my life. But taking the time to put forth something that I think is going to be engaging for you guys and scripting it out and trying to make sure I remember those things because I don't want to be the content creators that just sit here and I'm reading to you everything that I wrote down and it doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel genuine. So I typically get ideas in my head. I have the title in my head. That's how you get to see what the title of the shows are. I get a couple of bullet points or a few bullet points, and I think about different segments, and that's how I break it down. And I just kind of wing it from there because I like having the genuine conversation with you guys. Uh, but those two episodes, again, once I'm done with an episode, I throw it in the can, and I don't think about it. No, I think about it in terms of going back, and maybe I'll re-edit some things, or I'll put in some tags or whatever, so that people who didn't see the live can go in, and then they can review it, and then they can get an aspect of what's going on. But as far as me remembering what was said, what were key moments, things like that, it's difficult. It's difficult. It is so difficult for me to remember that, because who remembers who remembers a freestyle they did in the moment if it wasn't recorded? Nobody. Nobody does. And that's exactly how my lives are. So it's sad. It's sad. It happened. It's a lesson learned because I never did it before. But it just means that for the future, I'll know not to do that again. And it also means that now those two particular episodes, I will now have to turn around and redo. But since I don't even know what I did before, they will be technically two brand new episodes. But since I don't want to just do previous episodes that I just did with you guys, for those you do remember, because I don't, um, I will just throw them a little bit further down the line, and with the new revamping of whatever my mindset will be at that time, you guys will get a brand new episode. That's the only way I can look at it. But for those two episodes, I guess this one being 46 is a chill stream. We'll have 47, then we'll try to catch up. Honestly, next Saturday was supposed to be episode 50, which I was actually reaching out to you guys on community posts to see what should we be doing for episode 50, because I had a question in my mind that I was talking about. Should we do something special for episode 50? Because I never thought that I would get this far, to be honest with you. And that's probably what a lot of starting out content creators do. But I never thought I would actually get up to episode 50. Yes, I can talk about a whole bunch of different stuff, but I did not think that I would be so level-headed that I would do this for this long, despite the fact I had a crazy work schedule from before. But now I'm actually gonna have a little bit more time. So next month, next month is September, which is the last quarter of the year. I'm actually gonna be a bit more open, so I can try to do more streams with you guys and do more videos with you guys. Because if for those who have been following me, you already know right off the bat right now, I haven't really been doing any shorts. I have not been putting out any shorts. I've not been really putting out any videos. That kind of diminished because I just got really busy. Um, so hopefully I'll get time to do those. And because I want to pick out more, how do I say this? More critical content, more, I guess the word would be evergreen. I want to really work on stuff that I know is going to be helping people throughout time. I do these streams, yes, partly for entertainment, but partly is for information, and of course, for us to think about what are we doing in our own lives. And I have to come up with a lot of these titles myself. Sometimes I just research other people. So I think about the time frame that I'm in and whatever. Which means also, because of the way how I'm looking at my analytics, it means that a lot of you guys are not really getting the chance to see my content, because you guys are, you're at work, you have your own family, you have all that other stuff. So now I have to consider a new time frame to deliver these stuff to you, just so we can have more engagement with everybody. I like I said, when I'm working on so much stuff, just this weekend alone, I lost track of time. I looked up one moment and I just said, "Oh shit, it's daylight." I'm doing so much stuff to try to make sure that we have a more engaging time with one another, and I literally mean one another. Whether it's having people on the panel, whether it's us just interacting in the chat. There's a whole lot of stuff that I'm going to be trying out. Don't know if anything's going to work out in the future, but I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be visiting a lot of other people's channels just to chop it up, have a conversation. If I see the conversation is worth it. Um, and of course, if you guys have any recommendations for places that you might want me to visit, I'll do that as well. But the idea is that we have that conversation, we move up as we are getting more exposed with the actual community that we're trying to build here, and then yeah, we run it for the future. It's just what it is. And I'm gonna be doing a lot of talk. Oh, what's going on, Mel? How's everything? How was everything? I feel like I see you on, then I don't see you on. Like, oh, hopefully everything is going on with you and your family. Everything is good. Also, gang, you might see an influx of stuff starting to happen because now I'm actually this was what most of my morning was, by the way. Me trying to sort out a whole bunch of stuff so that we could actually start doing vertical streams as well, so that we'll be all over the board. I'm actually making videos for things that are going to be a little bit more centered for the content because I'm trying to figure out how many days I plan on doing this. Some of them might be pop-ups, pop-up streams or pop-up videos because I can't decide what time is a good time to really have the most interaction with you guys with each other. Some of you guys work at nighttime. Some of you guys work during the daytime, and some of you guys are just you're busy throughout the day because maybe some of you got family or kids or whatever. And then on top of that, it's just always me trying to sort out my algorithm, which is better. It's not as great as it used to be when I first started this, but it is a whole lot better now. Except for the fact that I have a whole bunch of monkey stuff sitting all over, literally monkeys, by the way, literally monkeys. And the reason because of that is because of a video game that just came out this week. So that's the only reason. Outside of that, I'm trying to just fix my sound system so that it works well on both sides. Because if you didn't know, I've been popping you up. Let me just click on myself. I've been popping you up on one side of my stream, but at the same time, guys, you know what's also sitting up? StreamYard. And hopefully you guys hear me properly. Because that's one of my biggest fights, making sure that StreamYard and my actual OBS is working properly. So we'll see about that. But outside of that, I'm hoping that you guys are actually good today. We're gonna keep it up. We're gonna be chopping it for a little while, and just tell me what's going on with you guys as we navigate the space. Oh, I'm sitting there thinking about it right now. So, like I said, a few changes are going to be taking place. I'm a little behind on my timetable. I'm a burn the midnight oil. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of my coffee to try to catch up. But a couple of things is going to be taking place. Number one, I'm going to be doing a couple of more streams. I am not a streamer by any stretch of the imagination, at least not yet, according to what people might classify as streamers. I don't know. Is there like a job responsibility or job prerequisite for being a streamer? Because it's not really my thing. I like the idea of content creator. I don't mind of being on stream, but at the same time, I don't. I like to try to curate actual videos and discussions. I will be doing gaming content as well, but I think when it comes to gaming content, people are more used to the online online repetitive stuff, and that's not really me. I like to go through something. I like to go through the I'm a story guy. I'm an RPG guy, things like that. Or I'm a strategy guy, whatever. But then I also want to pick up stuff that we can all do together, not necessarily just something that you watch me do. So I am focusing on that as well. And yeah, in addition to everything that's going on, I don't know if I'm gonna break it up by segments, by show segments. I don't know if it's just whatever. I haven't really sorted that part out yet. I've got more to-do lists, more cards than I care to admit, and I've got two more that I just did today. So I'm gonna have to actually take the time to sit the hell down and read all of this. Just to be honest with you, that's oh, and then on top of that, I got nothing but post-it notes all over the place too, which I need to transfer over to a card. You said life is good. That's great to hear. It's always good to hear when someone says that life is good because there's some people that they have pretty decent lives and they don't look at it that way. They do not look at it that way at all, and it's a shame. It's a shame, but it is true. Mel, when are you gonna do another stream? You know me. I like to come through, see what you're talking about, support if I can. Oh, and Hannah, if you didn't know, uh, Cold Truth, she does a lot of. Well, I don't know about a lot. I haven't really been seeing as many notifications, but I imagine you're still doing content. But she does like true crime. She does a lot of stuff when it comes to like investigation, how people move. There's a lot of introspection when it comes to like sorry, I'm gonna hit my mic. Um, Perspectives and how people look at things. Like she's got some pretty good content. She's been doing it for a while, and for some reason, she's got the inside of knowing what other content creators are actually out there too. She put me on to one other content creator. Because of her, I got to meet other content creators. So you might want to check out um, Cold Truth. It's pretty cool. Now, Hannah, by the way, I saw, well, not saw. We had a little bit of an interaction, just smidget of an interaction of what you saw for one of my actual what's my actual panel show. Yeah, it was a panel show that I did. You had a lot that you were actually giving me on in the comment section, and I thought it was pretty interesting. And I'm wondering, first and foremost, before I really ask you any particular questions, could you just let me know how did you run across my channel? I am such a small, tiny guppy in this space. How exactly did you run across my channel? I'm always imagining that YouTube doesn't really want to show love. Although I do appreciate the comments that you did send in. I think you had some pretty good insight. I thought it felt very genuine, by the way. I really wish I could stop seeing Wukong all over my timeline. When I say monkeys, guys, like I'm getting Black with Wukong because that was the latest game that popped up, and I like the journey to the west kind of thing that's been going on. That and food, because food is all over my timeline as well. Cooking, I should say. Black with Wukong. And I don't really want to go out of my way right now to look at other content creators content. I don't really want to do that. I really rather just have a day where we just chill, we go over what's going on. If you guys have any questions or just things that you want to talk about, I'd rather just do that, to be honest with you, and just really really chop it up and have a good conversation with you guys. um I know there are a lot of people that just like to turn around and just like look at other people's content all day, and I don't like to do it, for one, because unless they have anything that's really pertinent that should be talked about, most of the stuff that I see within particular spaces are they're not that. They are not that. They are things that I don't even really have a particular perspective on, or I think that the way that they're moving about it are things that I want to stay away from. I mean, who's online right now that I have? So I see Nightish is online. It is the weekend, so I know that Aaron is probably talking about money. Destiny's on. I am not reviewing Destiny. If you ever been on one of Destiny's stream, it is all over the board. And for some reason, goats are showing up on my. Go away. Why are goats and blind tigers? Why are dogs and everything else up on my stream? Go away. It's crazy. Uh, listen. If you guys if you guys are out there, if you guys doing your own thing right now, if you guys are hanging with family or friends or doing your own thing on content, I won't hold it. I won't hold it for you today if you want to take off or whatever. You can feel free. Like I said, I'm just on because, quite frankly, I think consistency is key. Um, I know that it's the weekend, so everybody pretty much gets big on the weekend, and I know I'm also doing this early, which which reminds me because I'm going to be doing things a little bit later in the day. I just haven't really sorted. Ever since I put this mic on this side, I've been hitting this mic. I'm not used to it. So ever since not I said ever since my last sentence, um, I'm going to be doing things a little bit later. So I don't think as of September that I will be streaming starting at 4, which I more likely will give you guys a heads up in the community post. I haven't really sorted out what will be the new time change, and like I said, if you're not just on, happen to be on at that particular time, I will be doing up a little bit of a pop up streams or pop up bub content as I just work through things. It's gonna be a it's gonna be a lot because I do plan to do other streams and other services as well to see what's out there in the world and how exactly can we touch base with a lot of the people that are not necessarily getting this content. But I do try to stay out of particular sectors because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what that content does to other people's channels. I am. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Not even a little bit. I'm afraid of the influence of the people that come from those particular channels. And I do think that they can become a hassle. I would like our channel to be something that's more authentic, more in line of the things that we want to talk about, more in line with the things that we want to discuss, and things that we are most likely want to put other people on. Not this whole not this whole stuff that's going on in the rest of the channels that I see. I mean, no disrespect to the content creators who are doing their thing because they're filling a hole, they're filling a need that these people apparently want. I don't think that they need it, but they are excellent salesmen. They are fulfilling an actual need. It's just not what I'm looking for. It's not what I'm looking for. The debaucherous conversation, the arguments back and forth about shit that just necessarily won't ever get fixed, if you ask me. And I say ever because there's no push to actually have actual civil discourse. It's all about basically being as non-civil as possible. You ask me. But I'm also understanding that a lot of areas, a lot of sectors are like this. You know, it no, you know about this already. Just being in the dream crime sector, I never thought there would be such infighting until you guys pretty much had to explain that to me. And I guess I'm not surprised because humans are human, but it's just disgusting because it's like people should pick who they wish to watch. There shouldn't be a monopoly on a particular sector. That's just my opinion. If people don't necessarily like the kind of person that you are, they should not be held to watch strictly you because you have now dominated an entire space. Think about it. That's how we blew up YouTube. There are so many places that run the shows and whatever, and they do really well because quite frankly, people got tired of watching actual mainstream content. They got tired of watching mainstream media. They got tired of watching mainstream news. They got tired of waiting till when something mainstream in comedy came out. And I never would have thought it, but when I heard it from several people, you're absolutely right. When I heard it from several people saying just how hostile it was, I was just like, really? I'm waiting for I'm waiting for the storytelling. I'm waiting for the storytelling community to tell me how hostile it is. Literally, these people are just reading books or reading true crime, and I'm waiting for them to start picking each other apart. I'm waiting to run across a content creator who does the storytelling kind of narrative horror and storytelling, and they tell me it's cutthroat. People are trying to demonetize me and send me death threats or whatever. I'm waiting for that. It's a shame. It's really sad, but I'm waiting for that. I think there is a huge issue with just like not sharing. And I think it's because we don't really get this idea of just how vast the planet is, how vast the planet is, how vast, how many channels that there actually are out there that, quite frankly, you need to compete. I just think you need to compete. Now, keep in mind, you're gonna have to compete with people that you do know, people that you do see, but you also have to compete with the people that you've never seen before, and possibly the people that's gonna be coming up after you. because some people are just really good at this. Some people that you're gonna run across in this space or just in social media in general, not the space, but who have walked out of say school with media degrees that decided they want to be a content creator. And maybe they are just really good at understanding how visuals work and everything. You know, it could just be that. And then you have the people that just sit there and they've been watching people for so long, they just say, I think I can do that. And you never know. They might be killing it out in the game. And I think that medium should be open to everybody. Not everybody looks at it that way though. They don't. I I will not. I've seen plenty of other people, plenty of other content creators do shows like Philo DeFranco, but I have not seen anyone do what Philo DeFranco does. Many try. Many try. Yeah, listen, you're gonna have to tell me about it. I think it's disgusting. But it's also the reason why if I know there's a big niche, and I'll be honest with you, until I really got to know like I really got to know like LA and I got to know you. Like I really didn't know just how big the true crime sector was. Like when I started deep diving and really started looking at all these other different people and then the subsectors that followed from that. And I was just like, wow. It, I'm 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 surprised because I didn't know. I'm not surprised at the fact that it's large. Um, I'm just like, how was I missing this? That's my surprise. How is this never in my algorithm? That was my thing. But it's sad. It's sad that people behave in such a way, and instead of collaborating with one another, they do takedowns. That's the disheartening part. You know, as if somehow, keep in mind, because people don't think, as if somehow you think that you're taking down somebody else won't result in you getting taken down. Bad enough that you can already hit strikes lobbied against you anonymously. Let's just think about that, folks. Not anonymous people will come through and try to get the channel taken down. And you're not really fighting up against people who are like actual human beings reviewing your content. You're up against machines, bots, algorithms. And if you're lucky, if you made it big enough before that actually takes place, then you might actually get a human being. It's like customer service. You got to go through a whole bunch of freaking machine operated shit before you actually get to someone. You can't just, unfortunately, when it comes to YouTube, you can't just spam zero. You can't just spam saying customer service and then you'll get somebody. That's just, it's not the way it works. When we talk about YouTube, we have to talk about the globe. Could you, and let's just put it out there, could you imagine trying to get customer service for the globe? Think about that. I have a global concern in my small region of the world. I need to call global customer service to get it sorted out. You won't get anybody. You won't get anybody the same way as it's the same thing as saying, you know what, I'm having a problem in life. I need the Lord's direct number, and you don't expect to go through an automated system before the Lord will ever pick up. You're about to get nothing but automated systems. And if you're lucky, you might get an angel on standby. You might. Highly unlikely, but maybe, just maybe, you might get an angel. And then you have to hope that an angel really gives a fuck about your concern. I just need to know if my prayer is going to be heard. What was your prayer again? Hold up. Hold up. And you made this prayer when? I see. I see. It's still pending. Your prayer is pending. It's still for review. We just don't know. We'll get one of our auditors to take a look at it. But so people don't really recognize what's going on when it comes to the world's issues and how likely it is for you to get something in specific. Unlike those big creators, the millions who get their own like rep, Getting your own rep is getting your own agent, getting your own manager. Could you imagine that? I need my prayers to be heard and I get an actual angel to represent me. That's pretty much what that's like. So outside of that, most people don't get that. Most people have to handle whatever they got to handle, and that's just the end of it. And we gotta be okay with that. I do have some things that I want to work on, rather that I am working on, because I wrote a whole bunch of titles that were in my head. Um, I guess the question for myself is that which ones I want to dedicate to doing as a video, which ones do I want to focus on in terms of an actual stream, and then on top of that, I still have so much sorting out on my OBS to try to figure out how exactly I want to stream things. If I want to do things on vertical stream, if I want to do things that still haven't sorted out quite verticals just yet, but I'm there. I'm almost there. I just it's a lot of work to do, and also a time frame for me because I want to be able to not only touch base with you guys and try to provide you guys with great content, but also want to visit other content creators. I think is as important it is for me to be out there and talk with you guys and everything. I think it's also important that I show the same report. I show the same report to other people that I like to watch because I don't want to be involved right when they're involved, and then I can't really do what you guys do, which is enjoy content. I like to do that as well. I like to be on other people's streams. I like to talk with you guys in the chat. I like to get up on on the panels. I do like to talk to them as well. I enjoy that stuff from time to time as well. It's not always just, like some of these people just a hate watch thing. Actually, I don't think there's anything I hate watch. Actually, no, there's nothing I hate watch. If I'm not interested, I just walk the fuck away. Just click the fuck off. Yeah, I don't have anything like that. Yeah, not even a little bit. Not even at all. But if you got, I'm gonna have to end up hearing this all later on. Hopefully you guys are hearing me properly because I said I've been sorting it out. I've been really fighting my mixer. I am not an audio person, so I've been fighting with this at least once a week. It was for those of you know it was a hell of a lot worse earlier. I was like, nothing's working, nothing, nobody can hear me. And now it's just like, okay, this is working, that's working. But, I think that for the future, for the things that we're going on, we'll just have to see how everything turns out. To be honest. And then, of course, I am working on some new goals for all of us. And as time goes by, I of course will be announcing that via I can't think right now because I got so many things in my head. I will be thinking about those things via I hold up. Community. There you go. I will be basically announcing those things via the community page. I don't know why. I could not think of the actual words. I'm all over the place. That's what it is. So hopefully you guys be around about it. And I'm gonna be doing a whole bunch of stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it would actually be pretty good. Actually, let me give something a try. What's on my mind? Because this is one of my concerns about being hemmed up. With StreamYard. Hemmed up. Someone just blew past me with a damn car. That was crazy. All right, cool. Seems like we're okay, except for the fact that I just blocked my window, so I need to be able to see what you guys are saying. Here we go. All right. So one of the things I've been fighting with for a while, try to get together with you guys, is the fact that I have an issue playing music. I would love to just be chilling with you guys on a session and going through some things. and just be able to play music with you guys. Because sometimes I just play music on my side, and you guys never get introduced to any of that stuff. And it's a shame. It's a shame because I really want you guys to hear out a bunch of stuff, and I think it would be just great that you guys just chill out with me. Hold on a moment. Let me see if I could just do something real quick. Hold on. All right, sounds good to me. But these are just one of those small things that I've had to. Damn it, on the side. Sorry about that. Well, it's one of those small things that I've been fighting for a while, just going back and forth because again, I'm not an audio person. This is a big time thing, and most people just believe that there's a whole big production that everybody just should be able to understand. Being on social media, it's not. And for me, I wish I had all the time in the world, guys. I really wish I did. But to be honest with you, it is it's a small process that everybody has to go through. Mayo's in here hiding somewhere. Mayo be doing this thing. Um, Actually, now that I think about it right now, let me just go to my notions. Let me pull that over here. I am resting on this side since I'm not used to my mic being on this side. But I've been thinking about what the next title for Wednesday's stream is going to be, and I still have to work on the other streams that I just recently missed. But I'm heavily thinking about um, I'm thinking about having a more concerted effort when it comes to speaking a lot about how we are thinking in terms of influence, but also in terms of like why we choose particular influencers and how they move in particular ways. At least that's the current thought running through my mind. Um, and how exactly do we translate that when it comes to our own existence, our own lives? You know, part of the thing I think about like this whole recent thing when it came to like Amber Rose, right? And the thing of when I talk about Amber Rose is that I think about different celebrities that we have across the board, Why is it exactly that we hold celebrities in such high esteem? I mean, there are people with a job, not like us, but they are people who have to pay bills. They get family. They do all this other stuff as well. Why is it exactly that we hold them at a standard that somehow they should be representing our own beliefs, our political affiliations, all this other stuff? Why do we ask for them to speak up when a natural disaster takes place or if a food drive or whatever needs to come up? Why do we force them? Why do we pigeonhole them into an area that, quite frankly, they were never invited to? Why frankly, that they may have their own opinions on? Why do we hold them to that? Do we believe that celebrities owe us? It's just a question that's in my mind right now. Do we believe that celebrities actually owe us? I've never looked at a celebrity and thought that this person needs to be doing something because, quite frankly, I am a fan or I appreciate their work. I never looked at it that way. But yet, and still, when I think about all of time that we've been looking at celebrities that almost idolizing, you know, why do we treat them in such a way that we believe that they should be doing things with our interest? And keep in mind, there has to be something to that. Because we still use people like, say, an Amber Rose. She was at DNC. Or the RNC. Like, well, I still think about freaking Meg the Stallion. Jesus Christ, that was a clusterfuck, by the way. Like, why do we have these people there? What does them being there have to do with the fact that a decision needs to be made about particular people's policies, what they plan on doing for the future when it comes to other people. Like, why is that important? Why is it important that we have celebrities there? I think about the whole. I can't remember what time. What time was that? When was that we had? Was it Trump? I don't think so. It might have been. Well, we had basically Clint Eastwood on fucking stage. That was always weird to me. Why the fuck was Clint Eastwood on stage? Like, who gives a shit? Why are you there? You're going to have your one vote like anyone else. Why the fuck were you standing on stage? When honestly, a lot of the people who are going to be middle aged, whatever, are going to have to really sit there and think very hard about the movies that you did. Because you're not necessarily within their generation. No, I think that the distraction of using celebrities to capitulate as to where we want to be, or to try to grab other viewers to the cause, I think that shit needs to stop. I think if you have a good, solid plan, you don't need celebrities. And I feel it's really bad that we hold celebrities. Let's be honest. As much as they don't want to say that they're not getting paid, you're not going to convince me otherwise. As they say in terms of like Hollywood, they already sold their souls for fame and money. Why wouldn't we believe that in order to be standing up on a podium or to be speaking actively about particular politicians, that they're not getting paid? It's not to say that they couldn't be, genuine in their acts, but who believes them? Literally, your entire job is to deceive. It's to pretend to be someone or something that you're not. Why should anyone really believe anything that you have to say? It's just my thoughts. I didn't mean to get into a whole thing about politics. I'm just sitting there thinking about the way that we revere, and that's the only word I'm going to use, revere celebrities. I don't think they should. If anything, they should be an inspiration for those who want to play characters to help inspire others. But then when we also talk about celebrities, we got to be across the board, right? Because I think what's the next thing when it comes to celebrities? Influencers, artists, entertainers. And I think until somewhat recent in my mind, and I say recent, it's really way back, but athletes, now we have politicians that are celebrities. And I don't mean Trump. I think the first, for me, the first real celebrity that we got as a politician, in my mind, was Obama. Now, many people will disagree with that, but it was during a time of social media where this man was making moves and moving everywhere, and memes and all kind of stuff was coming out. And it's like everybody wants to be an influencer, and some people don't choose to be, but because of strictly by position that you're in, you become a celebrity. Donald Trump's a different thing altogether. He was already a celebrity, so we're not counting. No one ever said. I don't think anyone ever came to me and said that. Look at that celebrity, John McCain. It just didn't happen. Look at that celebrity, Bernie Sanders. It didn't happen. But when we say, look at Madonna, there you go. Amber Rose, there you go. Kanye West, there you go. When we talk about Kim Kardashian speaking, there you go. I'm wondering, when is it that we're just going to pull away from celebrities, being spokespeople for things that, quite frankly, don't need to be brought up? And now, if they want to go on a camera and say how they want to vote for somebody, that's cool. But the question is, how many people who follow said celebrities, whatever celebrity that might be, are more likely to vote because that celebrity said that they would vote for that person? Not really taking into question all the factors that might be in play for that celebrity to go public, because that's a very private matter. Who you vote for is your business. It's not something that needs to be advertised. It doesn't need to be. Same way how people say don't really talk about religion, don't really talk about your money in the actual financial world. Like, there's no reason to talk about who you want politically. It's just my thought, though. It's my opinion. And I've brought this up to other people, and they're just like, yeah, I find it weird. But I don't think there's anyone who really turns around and say that they're excited that said person is supporting the candidate, or how they were disappointed that said celebrity is supporting the candidate that they don't. I don't hear that. And I'm just wondering, are people in it for the wrong reasons? That's just my current thought. I'm gonna leave it alone from there. But I think celebrities are celebrities, influencers, entertainers are people that we should really start having a conversation about. And I think I'll think about it on my own. Probably if I go back and I review just what I said right here. I know I'm not gonna remember it. Probably even an hour from now. But I think it's something that we may need to have a conversation about, and we should be perhaps even questioning anyone who decides to use quote influencers for the future. We should question their motives, and we should have a really heavy eye when it comes to scrutinizing people who decide to use influencers. Using influencers for causes like charity, no problem. You know, and actually, I'm lying. I do have a problem. But this landscape that really can change the foundation of how people's livelihoods could be changed, I have a problem. I really. Moving away from celebrities, I dig down to the bottom of my basket right now, and I do think about other forms of communications. I know I run into people that turn around and ask me what are some methods of communications that I use, and I just go, I can't remember everything that I learned. I really can't. I can't remember everything that I learned. I can't remember everything that I'm using. I think there's some people that they believe that they've seen me online, and what they think is that what I do is a particular strategy that I'm using, and I try to corner people. And it hasn't been the case like that at all. I've literally been online when I talk to particular people, whether on their panel and such, and I just most of the time just chilling, kick it. And I think that's how we just look at people in general when it comes to being online. Also, by the way, folks, for the 2.5 people that's probably here watching, it's a just because someone is online doesn't necessarily mean that they are full. It's not. 'Cause everybody picks up the phone. Anybody can become a content creator. So long as you create something and you share it, congrats, you have now become a content creator. If you stream on a particular basis for a particular set of time on a consistent basis, cool. Congratulations, you are now a streamer. But this idea that everybody who engages in just trying to build a niche, build a market for themselves or whatever, that they're all mischievous. Eh, I don't think that's the case. Now I think at some point, the same way how we look at revenue, money, whatever the case may be, I think over time people do fall into a particular basket where they need to make a decision as to how they plan on moving. If they can be bought or not, if they're doing something for a particular cause that could benefit others or only benefit themselves. I think there's a place in that. And I guess it depends on what you're doing currently at that time in life. I don't know. I have not reached anywhere close to that. And I would be worried when that question came up. If that question ever comes up for myself. I'm worried about it. Because I don't know how I would answer. I just don't. There are other things that I do want to think about in terms of engagement, but I don't think I can because of TOS rules. Like, it's just things. There's content that belongs to other people. And by the way, guys, if there are particular things that you want to talk about as well, you can always feel free to reach out to me um, on Instagram, which is at, of course, at Resla Opinionated on Instagram. But also, you can also reach out to me in email, which is at wrestleopinionated@gmail.com. And if I say this a lot, but if somehow that's just too much for you, just it's in the description down below, so you can actually get me there as well. I, for one, am just gonna be doing a whole bunch of stuff. I think this is a pretty quick stream. I want to make sure that we're consistent on it. What are we gonna be doing for next week? I think it's gonna be something. What are we doing for next week? Let me go through some things and I can pick something out of that. No shoes, no shoes, no shoes. What can we talk about next? Because I do need to focus on some different. I need to focus on. Oh shit! I have something else to be writing. I know what that is. So let's get that. I don't even know what that is. The world. I've got so many titles and I have not been writing. I'm gonna figure out something. I'm gonna figure out something that's gonna be for next week, and I'm gonna try to put some thought to it. I used to get 2 days of thought to really get into it. But next week is gonna be a busy week for me. Next week's gonna be a busy week, and then hopefully we start September in a good way. I'm hoping that we do. That is the goal. That is the intention, and hopefully you guys would appreciate it. Being on more, talking. Hopefully, you guys have become more open and wanting to, engage, being on the actual the panels or being in the chat, whatever. I know, sometimes we get into our own thing, and a lot of times I like just looking at the chat just to see what you guys are actually just talking about. You know, I just sometimes I wish I could just sit back and really just watch you guys in the chat, but at the same time, kind of hosting an event, so I can't really sit back and just be quiet watching stuff. But outside of that, I'm going to be trying to figure it out. I'm going to try to figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing for the future. I do have some things I need to work on for today. I am already tired for today because I've been up for longer than I care to remember. And I do have some personal recordings that I need to do for myself. So maybe I should just do that while I'm still up now. While I'm still up now, just so I could make sure that my thoughts are already out there. I'm not sharing that with you guys. I'm not sharing that with you guys. At least I'm not comfortable enough to share those thoughts with you guys right now. Sorry. There's a deeper mind that thinks of what's going on right now, and I'm not ready to really have yet in my mind like that. It's only been about an hour or so, but I got a lot. Like I said, I got a lot to do. I want to work on a few things, and then I want to see who else or what else is going on in the internet. So, and also, I think I'm just gonna order some food, gonna chill with my girl, and just see what's going on a little later as well. Guys, I'll leave you to it. Like I said, this is just a talk as to what's going on and what's just going on for the future of the channel, and hopefully you guys will appreciate that for the future. Next stream, well, next scheduled stream that I need to do would be Wednesday, but I probably will try to work on some other streams. So if you do happen to see some an extra stream or videos that will pop up, it's because I'm just trying to make sure that we're up for the future, and I'll be putting stuff up on community as well. So if I do decide to go live or do whatever, I'll probably know it ahead of time. So I'll let you guys know ahead of time via community post. Outside of that, guys, I will see you on the next one. And yeah, you guys take care of yourselves. Later, y'all.